morning, everybody. On my way to work, starting a new job, but today is the day of the Million Man March, and that begins here in Canada shortly, especially out east. And Derek Sloan, this is for Derek Sloan. A couple years back, pandemic time, I met Derek on stage in Barrie, Ontario, and we shared a presentation. He did the charter and I did constitutionalism for the people of Barrie. It went over very well. Lots of people there. But now Derek made a post and it went semi-viral here, and it's all about the Million Man March. It's about the unions organizing the Federation of Labor and the CUPE, and what those leaders are organizing against those parents doing the Million Man March. And it's all about parental rights versus the state. And specifically, it's Justin Trudeau's values as Prime Minister. Now, the Charter has always had holes in it, like every other charter ever created since the Magna Carta. It's a disease of constitutional monarchies. It's as old can be. Since the story of Robin Hood, no charter has ever been worth the paper it's written on, because it's always subject to the crown. In Canada, you hear that word all the time. So I don't understand how people haven't figured it out that your federal and provincial crowns decide, and their king's courts make opinions in relation to the Prime Minister of the day. How is that done? That's done absolutely through Governor General, or at the provincial level, the Superior Courts, it's done at the Lieutenant Governor level. That's how it works. It's a sham democracy. Always has been, always will be. It birthed communism. Now, Derek Sloan and then all those going into the Million Man March worried about being painted with the brush as hate speech, as the new legislation put through by the Liberals, backed up by NDP, basically allows the Prime Minister of the day to pick and choose who gets the charter and who doesn't, according to hate speech. I want to address Khalistan independence. I know it very well. I've met all the leaders. One was just assassinated this past summer. And why I'm highlighting that, because it's a big deal. In the same neck of the woods, GTA, where you find Barrie, Ontario, where you find this Million Man March and its roots, and where you find Khalistan independence in a parade just this past summer, literally only a week and a half before the assassination of the British Columbia Khalistan independence leader that Justin Trudeau and Jagmeet Singh are saying was done by the government of India. The relevance here to the Million Man March. They did a parade float, are you ready? With a Sikh with an automatic machine gun shooting in 1984 the Prime Minister of India, Gandhi. She was the Prime Minister. She was a Hindu. They did a military action. Now, what you're all hearing in the news is that Pierre Poilievre doesn't know anything about it. He's got no intelligence, and Justin Trudeau has all the intelligence. He's not releasing it to anyone. Well, folks, it's all a lie. His Majesty's official opposition leader, Pierre Poilievre, has all of it. So does His Majesty's Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, as I have a lot of it. All declassified, been declassified for quite a while. And if anyone doubts that I would have substantial knowledge in this or area of expertise, I ran for Alberta independence in 2019. I know the Khalistan movement is, I know a lot, maybe not all, but most of the world's independence movements, all the way from Catalan in Spain, all the way to California, to Illinois. We can go on and on throughout the world of independence, including Khalistan independence. I made it my business many years ago to learn all of these attempts for independence. Go through the Soviet Union too, former Soviet Union. Now, they did a parade float where they have a Sikh shooting the former Prime Minister who was assassinated. Think about that. You want to talk about ultimate display of hate speech in Canada? That's it. They also had all kinds of photos, and this is by the UK, folks. So don't tell me Pierre Poilievre doesn't have it. Don't tell me Justin Trudeau's sitting on it and our media doesn't have it. It's called pick and choose which hate speech. More, Edmonton, Alberta, Mill Woods, Tim Uppel for the Conservative Party of Canada in 2019 posted on Twitter. It's been declassified by the United Kingdom. You can get it all through Ambassador Barbara Woodward. She's the United Nations Security Council rep for the United Kingdom. They're not listening to Canada on the India file, as their file on India and the Sikhs in Khalistan is massive. It goes all the way back to 1983, actually, but of course, the heart and bread of it starts in 1984 with the military exercise on the Sikh temple when they went against that regime for the Sikhs and they invaded that temple. UK was central in Prime Minister Gandhi's military exercise, and that's what it's called. Just like Russia, Ukraine, all through history, those are military exercises on the idea of hate speech and destroying national sovereignty. That was the excuse. So explain this to me, Canadians. Justin Trudeau, Jagmeet Singh, who is a Sikh, has decided to pick Khalistan independence, right or wrong, folks. I'm just telling you, I'm not telling you in my support of things or telling you what's right or wrong. I'm telling you what is and what's happening. Trudeau's saying that this is hate speech, unions getting involved, which have no business being involved in parental rights. They have no business going against the Declaration of Human Rights 1948, as it's the only living international law that cements unions absolutely. It's the only one in all international binding law. It's the only one that gives power to unions, as well as parental rights. And now these union groups are championing the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child that basically delegitimize parental rights in favor of the state. That is the true fascism. Fascism found in every constitutional monarchy in all of history and all of its crazy cockamamie exercises. Folks don't have to look very far to the allies of World War II who said, we're putting a stop to that. We're putting a stop to that. The Declaration of Human Rights was only one international binding law. All of the human rights laws made from 1946 onward after the UN Charter clearly put that idea down. And they say that parental rights are the cornerstone of a functionable society. And parents are the primary educators of their children. That's bound to Canada. Canada signed the Charter, international law, international treaty. You can't be in the UN if you don't follow those international laws. And we've seen many countries dismembered. Nazi Germany, Apartheid South Africa. These were all constitutional monarchies. Constitutional monarchy Italy, done. Constitutional monarchy Spain, done. Go look at your history books. All done by the Allies of World War II. You will follow international law, or we will dismember and redesign you by force. And Canada wants to play this game. They wanted to take India's sovereignty through Khalistan, right or wrong again. What's wrong is Canada legitimizing that. And all those posters, kill India. This was just this last summer, folks. Kill India. Those were on the posters. Then they took 2 foreign diplomats, India's foreign diplomats here in Canada, foreign diplomats, and said, they're terrorists. They should die. They're the terrorists. That's on the posters. Now, many Canadians have been ostracized, even criminally charged, for harassing your politicians. Why I bring up the Sikh, the sitting Conservative Sikh Tim Uppal, is he's in the file from UK, declassified, where in October of 2019, he writes that that's hate speech and it's political hate. What that Edmonton citizen did in Millwoods, putting up a poster with bullseyes on Justin Trudeau and another Indian member of Parliament, and even a city councillor who went on to be a Liberal member of Parliament. He said that was wrong, that was hate, that's evil. But in the same breath, his own people put up a float this summer. He says nothing that shows the execution of India's Prime Minister. Folks, if that isn't the epitome of hate and political murder and wrong, I don't know what is. That was paraded in Brampton, Ontario. And you wonder why that Sikh separatist was executed on Canadian soil. This has been a stain for Canada for many years. And do you want to know why, folks? Because they want the Sikhs to be put in the same category under Century's initiative, 100 million new Canadians by 2100. They want them put in preferred immigration status. That's what they want. They want that. That's my video. Share. Get it out there. Remember, when you deal with these Antifa, these leftists today, and those involved in parental rights, remind them who the real fascist is. Remind them whom gives the power to unions. It's the Declaration of Human Rights that cements parental rights, also cements the power of unions. If you don't have that, you don't have unions. Championing the UN Convention on the Rights of a Child is championing fascism. Power of the state over the family unit is fascism. And more, fascism doesn't allow for unions, which is also in the same breath, in the same document, the Declaration of Human Rights, that's the only document to give parental rights and enshrine them, also enshrines unions and protects them, because the unions were all round up and destroyed in fascism. Go read your history books and go learn your allies of World War II, because you have to choose. Are you an ally or an Axis power? Because all Axis powers were fascists. Wake up, people. Get it out there. Share. Critical video today. Empower, educate, make people strong. Knowledge is power. God bless. Everybody enjoy your day. Bye now.